Here's something I want you to try today. Count how many times you say sorry in a normal conversation, not when you're actually doing something wrong, just the casual automatic sorry that slips out before you even thought about it. The number might surprise you. I've spent years studying how confident men communicate, and I have caught myself doing this too. There was a point in my life where I was apologizing for everything, when having an opinion or just asking a question. And every time I did it, I was quietly handing my power to someone else without even realizing it. One event changed that. And it is what this whole video is about. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what counts as over apologizing and why most men don't even recognize it when they are doing it. I'll show you when sorry is the best word and when it's the word that costs you respect. And I will give you a simple replacement that keeps you grounded, direct, and in control of how people read you. Because after 40, how you speak is just as powerful as how you look. I once watched a man apologize 5 times in a single meeting, and not once was his fault. Most men do this every single day, and most of them, they have no idea it's happening. He will start every single sentence something like this: sorry, this might be stupid. Sorry, maybe I'm wrong. Sorry, just a quick thought. It sounds familiar? And all of those stories are coming even before he had even shared the idea. And here's what happened in that room. People didn't attack him, right? They didn't disagree with him. They just didn't take him seriously. His ideas got passed over. His recommendations got ignored. And not because he wasn't smart, but because he told the room not to listen before he even spoke. That's what preemptive apologizing does. It lowers your value before anyone else has a chance to. You walk into a conversation already telling people, I'm not sure if this matters. If you don't respect your own words, why should anyone else? After 40, presence comes from calm certainty, not arrogance, not volume, certainty. You don't need to announce your doubts before you speak. Just speak. Now, some guys will say, oh, I'm just being polite. And I completely understand that. But there's a big difference between being polite and making yourself invisible. After 40, shrinking yourself is not humility, it is insecurity. And the rooms feel it every time. Here's one that is going to sound familiar to you. Someone bumps into you on the street, you say sorry. An email takes a day longer than usual, sorry for the delay. A meeting runs long because of someone else talking too much, and you say, sorry about that. It is sounding more familiar now. You have trained yourself to take responsibility for things you didn't cause. And I know how it starts because I did it too. It feels like consideration, like you're keeping things smooth, like you're the kind of man who doesn't make things difficult. But here's what actually happening beneath the surface. Every time you claim blame that is not yours, you're teaching the people around you how to see you. And over time, they start to see you like someone who absorbs blame, even when it doesn't belong to you. You stop reading as confident. You start reading as responsible for everything, which means accountable for nothing specific. And that quietly erodes the respect you spend years building. Presence is not about dominating a room or never being wrong. It's not about that. It's about standing firm in your own space. And if something is not yours to apologize for, don't claim it. Now, we have talked about apologizing before you even speak and apologizing for things that are not your fault. But there's a third pattern that is even more silent, and it shows up in the words you use every single day without even knowing it. Here's the one that took me the longest to catch in myself. It's not apologizing for mistakes, and it's not claiming blame that is not mine. It's just using sorry as a reaction, a filler word, a verbal caution, something to soften the air before I spoke. Someone interrupts you mid sentence. Sorry, you need to ask a question. Sorry to bother you. You share a strong opinion. Sorry, this is sounding harsh. You're not apologizing for anything. You're just cushioning. And here's what that cushioning is actually doing. Is softening your presence. Every time you pad your words with an unnecessary sorry, you're signaling to the room that your voice needs an apology before it arrives. And when you soften your presence too much, people start feeling your strength. You start sounding unsure. After 40, your words should sound grounded, not hesitant, not padded, not pre apologized. Grounded. You don't need a verbal caution every time you speak. Your voice is enough. Now, we have covered three patterns that show up in how you speak, but the next one is different because it's not just about the word sorry. It's about what over apologizing does to the way people treat you over time and how hard that is to reverse. Now, here's something I want you to be very clear about. This video is not telling you to stop apologizing. That's not confidence. That's not just immaturity. When you make a genuine mistake, own it fully without any hesitation. But here's where most men get it wrong. There's a big difference between owning a mistake and dissolving into one. A weak apology sounds like this. Sorry about that. A strong one sounds like this. That was my mistake. Here's how I'm fixing it. One sounds unsure, the other sounds accountable. One invites people to question you further, the other closes the loop and moves forward. In professional life, that's the difference in everything. Weak, repeat apologies don't make you seem humble. They make you seem unreliable. Strong, clean ownership builds the kind of respect that takes you years to earn and second to lose. After 40, confidence is not about being perfect. It's about showing people that when something goes wrong, you can handle it. You own it and you move on. That's what accountability looks like on a man who knows himself. But there's one more pattern, and this is one that goes even deeper than the other ones because it's not about mistakes at all. It's about apologizing for who you are. Have you ever apologized for your opinions, your boundaries, your standards? Sorry, that's just how I am. Sorry, I don't drink. Sorry, I can't make it. Read those back, listen to them again. You're not apologizing for a mistake. You're apologizing for existing as yourself. Why are you apologizing for having standards? Why are you apologizing for protecting your time? At some point, and for a lot of men, this happens gradually after 40. The habit of over apologizing stops being about politeness and starts being about permission. Permission to take up space, permission to have a point of view, permission to be who you are. And you should never need permission for any of that, not at this age. When you apologize for who you are, you teach people to question your value. Instead of account, confidence, and self respect, they see hesitation. And hesitation quietly hands your authority to someone else. This is not about being rude or difficult. You can be warm, you can be considerate, you can be the most generous man in the room and still never apologize for your boundaries, your standards, or your presence. After 40, presence comes from alignment. Your words, your tone, your posture, all saying the same thing. I respect myself. At this stage of your life, you don't need to shrink to make others comfortable. You don't need to apologize for existing. Speak clearly, stand firmly, mean what you say, because present is not loud, it's steady. And steady men don't apologize for taking up space. And if you want to back this up with how you look as well as how you speak, I put together a free guide called 10 Style Mistakes Men Over 40 Must Avoid. It's a quick PDF that shows the most common mistakes and exactly what to wear instead. Download it free using the link in the description below. Earlier, I mentioned how words you use directly impact your presence. But what makes that presence even stronger? How you show up before you even speak. If you want to learn the 5 style mistakes that are quietly weakening your presence after 40, watch this video right here because when you combine the way you speak with the way you look, the way people see you changes completely.